One of the biggest questions that people have about retiring early is Social Security. If you stop working in your 50s, does your benefit disappear? Does it drop by a lot? Well, today I'm going to walk you through what actually happens. Now, if you're thinking about retiring somewhere in your 50s, you've probably wondered how that might affect your Social Security. You might have questions like, do your benefits change? Will you still receive the full amount later on? And what happens during the years between retiring and collecting? Well, these are all real normal questions. And they're questions we had as we started planning our early retirement. So today I want to share what we have learned. Now, before we talk about the numbers or timing, let's talk about the most basic question that people have. And that is, do you still qualify for Social Security if you retire early? So yes, to qualify for Social Security, you need 40 work credits, which is roughly 10 years of work. And once you earn those credits, they don't go away. So retiring in your 50s doesn't erase them or reset anything. So for most people, eligibility itself isn't the real issue. Now, once you do know that eligibility isn't the concern, the next thing to understand is how Social Security is actually calculated. Social Security is based on your highest 35 years of earning, adjusted for inflation. So what that means is that if you already have 35 years of work, retiring early doesn't add any zeros. If you have fewer than 35 years, missing years will be filled with zeros. And retiring early simply freezes your earnings record. It doesn't remove years that you have already worked. So Social Security cares about which years make the cut, not the exact age that you retire. And once you understand that formula, the obvious follow-up question is, how much does retiring in your 50s actually change things? For most people, retiring in their 50s changes their future Social Security benefits less than they expect. So as a very rough example, with 35 solid earning years, that difference might be $0 to $50 per month. With 30 to 34 years, maybe $50 to $150 a month. And with fewer years, possibly $150 to $200 per month. Now, most people in their 50s already have decades of work behind them. So the impact is usually modest. And here is something that surprises a lot of people. Your benefit still grows after you stop working. So even if you never work another day, your Social Security benefit continues to grow. And this happens through two things. One is the cost of living adjustment, and the other one is delayed retirement credits if you wait to claim. So choosing to claim at 62 versus 67 or 70, anywhere in between, can still make a meaningful difference, even if you stopped working years earlier. And this is where it really helps to understand which years matter most. So for many people, their highest earning years happen in their 40s and 50s. So yes, retiring early in your 50s can reduce the number of those higher earning years included in your 35-year calculation. That's one reason some people delay their retirement. Just to put a little data around this, the average Social Security benefit today is around $2,000 per month. Someone who works longer and claims closer to retirement age with a fairly average earnings history might be closer to $2,500 per month. And those aren't perfect comparisons, but they do show why higher earning years matter. This is something that we personally thought through very carefully, because my husband actually chose to work a few extra years specifically so that more of his higher earning years would count towards his top 35. Now, when we reviewed his earnings record, it was clear that by replacing earlier lower earning years with later higher earning years made a noticeable difference. And that was a big realization for us, that this isn't about averages. It's about your own numbers. So if you log into the Social Security website, You can see every year that you have worked and exactly what was recorded. Seeing it year by year makes decisions like this much clearer. And once you understand your earnings record, the next question becomes very practical. What will you live on before your Social Security begins? Well, when you retire in your 50s, there is a stretch of time before your Social Security starts. Those are your bridge years. And this is where real life planning happens. Your bridge might be supported by something like a savings account, a brokerage or bridge account, maybe Roth contributions or conversions, rental income, maybe light part-time or seasonal work, or simply downsizing or reducing your expenses. Some people like to travel somewhere else where the cost of living is lower, or maybe a mix of several of these. And this doesn't have to be an all or nothing. Some people fully stop working. Others continue light work because they want to, not because they have to. And some intentionally spend less during these years, knowing that Social Security is coming later. So, what matters most is that your bridge feels predictable and manageable, not perfect. Bridge years are flexible, and most people adjust as they go. And once that financial side feels workable, what you're really left with is the lifestyle side of early retirement. So, retiring in your 50s is not just a financial shift, it's also a lifestyle shift. For many people, it means that they have more time with their family. They have more flexibility to travel when and where they want to. They have more time outside to do the things that they really enjoy. They have hobbies that finally get their attention and slower mornings that are less rushing. It also means that your days aren't built around a work schedule anymore. And that takes a little adjustment, but in a good way. Some people fill their time quickly. Others enjoy having that open space in their day. Most of us end up somewhere in between. And early retirement doesn't give you rules. It gives you flexibility. So before we wrap up, let me pull this together in a simple way. This is a simple checklist before retiring in your 50s. And it's a checklist that I would share with any friend that wanted to retire early. So make sure that you have your 40 Social Security credits and you know where you stand in your 35-year earning calculations. You understand whether your highest earning years are ahead or behind you. You have a clear bridge year plan. Your savings or investments can support that period. You understand how delaying benefits affect your check. And you've thought through health care. Your spending feels sustainable, and you feel mentally ready for the lifestyle change. Now, if most of these boxes are checked, retiring in your 50s can be very intentional and a confident decision. If this video has helped you think more clearly about early retirement and Social Security, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to know, what age are you thinking about retiring?